Oh yes, you're getting another video today. Oh yes, ProRes for the iPhone 13 has come out. Now, I have an iPhone 13 Pro, but it's only the 128 gigs. So, I've been out shooting just a little bit over the last, let's say, half hour, 45 minutes. Just around the house, outside, of course, only in 1080p. But you guys may be able to see here. Let's just see if I can bring this up. And it's all through the Filmic Pro update that came out today. So you'll see here with Filmic, when it launches, loads here, we'll just kind of put it like this. If you go into your settings under resolution, you will now see ProRes as one of the file types. And you have 422HQ, 422, 422LT, and 422 proxy. So I set mine all up to 422HQ in 1080 because, again, you need the 256 gig version to do 4K, and I don't have that. I had heard that in 4K, if you're on 422HQ ProRes, you're looking at like 600 megs per minute. Ouch. So I shot some stuff here, and no, this isn't a thorough test by any means. This is just a quick first look so you guys are aware that this is out, so I encourage you guys to go play around with it yourself. But number one is that the ProRes codec does work with all cameras. So front-facing, wide, telephoto, zoom, ultra-wide, whatever, they all work. I was actually a little curious about that because I thought maybe it would only be on certain cameras, but no, all of them work fine. Again, on the 13 128 gig version, when you switch it to anything above 1920 by 1080, the ProRes feature disappears. It doesn't become accessible, which makes sense. And just so you guys can see here, let's see if I can bring this up. I think I have my Finder here. Yeah. So here's my Finder, and you can see if I were to click on this. Now this is a file here. I'll bring up command, just bring up my inspector here. This is, bring that over, just a standard 4K one taken from the iPhone, normal. Okay, you're looking at 26.9 megs, 4K. But then when you go into the 1080 ProRes files, which is all these ones, 253, 206, 203, 282, and these are, how big are these? 13 seconds. 13 seconds, 1080, you're looking at almost 300 megs, 316 here for 15 seconds. So you can see that this is really going to be something that's for occasional use when you want to mix and match it with other high-end footage that you're color correcting. It's not something that you're going to be using day to day because it's going to chew up. Now, if you have a 256 gig version of the phone and you are shooting 4K ProRes, just two things. Be aware you're going to go through storage like there's no tomorrow. And number two is transferring that footage from your phone to your computer may be a bit of a nightmare because if you do AirDrop or anything like that, it's not going to be fast. And if you hardwire it into your computer, Lightning is only USB 2, so it's not fast that way either. So that's going to take a bit of time, especially if you're moving gigs and gigs of data, like literally gigs and gigs of data for this. So these are actually just as big or larger than my mirrorless camera puts out. And you guys hopefully can see this. On the left-hand side here, left-hand side is ProRes 1080. On the right-hand side is 4K just out of the camera app. And even looking at this shot here, because the ProRes and because the bitrate is so much higher than just the standard heavily compressed footage that comes out of the normal iPhone camera app, that 1080, it's up-resed, of course, to 4K. Oh, it's awful close in quality. Like, it's really close. And I'll play a bunch of shots here. Now, the only one that is a little different is this one. And you can kind of tell a little bit down here where the 1080 versus the 4K. 4K is giving you an extra bit of resolution for sure. But other than that, we'll play some stuff here. It's really hard to even tell HD versus 4K. Same thing here, that left hand, once it kind of zooms up, really hard, because I filmed everything twice so you guys could kind of see it. A shot like this with all this detail, again, really difficult to see kind of the difference. And these ones here, especially I would think with anything that has a bunch of movement, that lower compression of ProRes is just going to be so helpful. And having that extra information in the color space as well is going to allow you to do way more color grading without having the image start to deteriorate. Here, just one here. I'll stop it here for a second. I don't know if you guys can see it. I shot this one in the kitchen, and it's definitely was a little, not dark, but a little bit darker. And if you look at this one on this side, you can see where the noise is starting to already creep in, and it's really affecting the compression. You get this kind of a flicker. I've paused it right now, but you get a bit of a flicker in here. This one with the ProRes is clean, like it's so much cleaner. And I don't know why, but I was getting way more of a blur out of this one than on this one. I don't even know why that was, but definitely you can see it when it plays. See that, just that flicker in the one on the right versus the one on the left? It's just that noise over there. So ProRes is out in Filmic Pro, which was released today, their update. Head on over there, play with it. Let me know in the comments if you think this is something that you'll be using. For me, it would be a possibly on occasion if I'm mixing it with other footage. But the file sizes are large. File sizes are large, so just be aware of that. All right, guys, quick little ProRes iPhone 13 update, Filmic Pro, whatever, and go out there and play. All right, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. More iPhone goodness coming up. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.